Hello and welcome to Friday Night with Jonathan Ross. You know, let me start by dealing with this. It's always nice to get fan mail. And if you've ever written to me, thank you. But it can get a bit scary when the fan mail is left on the windscreen of your car, like this was. I'm in town, I parked up, I come out of my car, this is on there. Now, for a start, how did they know that the bright pink Chrysler Show-Off with the registration JROBE1 belonged to me? I think they're stalking me. Anyway, can I read it to you? Do you mind if I read it? I'll tell you why I'm a bit worried about this. It's a poem, and it was actually left under my windscreen wipers last week, genuinely, in town. I can't help but blow your trumpet. Good start. I think of you as Big Boy Crumpet. On Friday nights, you're all I view. Remember Guess Motley Crue, when saucy fans whipped their puppies out? Do you remember that happened? Yeah. It gave that rubbish band more clout. I'd show you mine now. I'm quite big-chested, but I don't want to get arrested. So next time you're hosting on TV, take a moment to think of me. I'll be watching in a swoon, topless in my living room. Now, David Williams, I've told you before, if you're passing, just pop in. Don't you know any of this sort of thing? Shall we see who's in my green room and on the show tonight? Why don't we have a look? My first guest is an international movie star whose latest film took $47 million on its opening weekend in America. It's incredible, isn't it? It is Mr. Will Ferrell, ladies and gentlemen. Will Ferrell is on the programme. Good evening, Will.
Hi. Hi, Jonathan.
Just relaxing in the room there, just chilling out. What I'd like to see. Either that or he's fallen and he can't get up. Wow. Happy to have you here, Will. Thank you for coming on the show.
Good to be here, yeah.
And there's more. We also have a broadcasting legend amongst us tonight. It's half man, half twinkle. Sir Terry Wogan, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. The one and only. Sir Terry. He looks imperious to me. He looks like a ruler of men. Or he looks like he's about to doze off. I'm not sure. Now, Terry has been ennobled since he was last with us. He was just plain old Terry last time. Now he is Sir Terry. Aren't you, Sir Terry?
It's not going to change me.
No, I'm pleased to hear. And that was a hell of a risk Her Majesty was taking, wasn't she? Asking him to go down on one knee. It took half an hour and an industrial hoist to get him back up again.
Luckily, she doesn't watch this show, so she didn't act against me.
Lovely to have you back, though. Thank you for coming on.
Pleasure.
And on this show as well, you don't just get one Hollywood superstar, oh no. We're giving you two tonight because my next guest is the supremely talented and beautiful Julianne Moore. Beautiful. Now, hang on! Hang on there! Oh, look at that. I'm just glad that Anne Widdecombe pulled out this evening, because that could have been nasty. Julianne, you look stunning as always.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely ravishing.
Thanks.
I'm going to give you a word of warning. You've already suffered there, but about this time of night, Sir Terry often takes a glass of red and one of those little blue pills, so you might want to identify the exits and stay alert. It's gone down. Well, I mean the drink, I don't mean that. Shall we get our first guest out? Please welcome Mr. Will Ferrell. Oh, it's yours to enjoy. Isn't it lovely to have Will Ferrell here, a proper comedy movie star? Thank you for coming on the show.
I love your couch.
God bless you. Well,
Yes.
thank you very much indeed.
How much is it?
Apparently it costs £4,000. I was just told him where.
4,000.
Did we get a deal, do you think? Or?
No, I'm not interested.
You wouldn't buy that?
Yeah.
Are you furnishing a new apartment or something? Are you working on a new house?
No, I just love to collect couches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, presumably you're a fairly wealthy man now, fairly well off, I guess.
I'm doing okay.
Do you genuinely collect and buy stuff?
I usually collect pieces of furniture, ceramic pieces, mostly ceramic sculptures.
Ceramic couches?
Couches, ceramic nudes.
Okay.
I collect a lot of nudes. I love nude sculptures.
I'm glad we've touched upon nudity so early in the interview.
Right.
Because you're a man who I've admired
right.
naked or semi-naked
Yes.
many, many times over the years. You seem to have very few inhibitions when it comes to removing your clothes on film.
Yeah, well, my daddy taught me, give the people what they want. Yeah.
when you have this kind of physique, it's kind of your public service to give back to the people.
That's the thing which I admire most, though, because you're clearly out of shape. I mean, you're not a fit man by any stretch of the imagination. And no one could consider you attractive when naked either. In fact, when I was surprised to find you were married, because having seen you naked on film, I remember thinking the first time, he's never going to find a partner. No one's going to want to hold him to their chest in bed, male or female. It's never going to happen for that ugly guy.
And yet, close to 200 pounds. Okay, so as you can tell in person, I'm quite svelte.
You're svelte.
Yes.
The svelte was the word.
85 pounds.
Okay.
Lean. I'm very lean. Why are you laughing like that?
No. Just a cough.
Okay.
It's just a little, it's a nervous tick. Now we've discussed your nudity, I've become quite hot now for some reason.
I have too. Well, I got hot when I was kissing Julianne.
Yeah, now what was that about? Was that, do you know each other?
We do now.
Yeah. Just look there, you've got a smoother operator who's moving in, now you're out the room.
Really?
He was just...
Oh, for goodness sake.
He'll be, look at that! He'll be all over like a rash in half an hour.
She told me as soon as I kissed her, she said, "I'm over you." That quick.
Do you think I get a look in there this evening as well? Because I'm feeling left out.
If you want me to cover, go back there and check it out.
Okay. She's laughing in my face, Will. How do I deal with that kind of rejection? Okay, now, you are a big movie star now. I hope this is not news to you.
Well, yeah, I guess I am.
You are?
Somewhat, yeah.
And I saw you many years ago on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
That's where I first saw you, and I very much enjoyed it. We don't really have that over
Thank you.
You know what I like there is that smattering of polite applause.
Yes.
Let's face it, that's all it was. One person whoop. I'm imagining that was an American. Was that an American who
Are
whooped?
you an American?
A London?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
okay,
take
well,
that, Jonathan
yes.
Ross.
Well, never mind that. Why don't you behave like a f***ing Londoner and not behave, no offence meant, but like an ignorant American? You know what I'm talking about there?
Now I do. Yes.
Here's the thing. In your movies,
Right.
sir, you often play a similar kind of character.
Right.
And similar to the characters you often played on Saturday Night Live, sort of not the brightest people in the world.
No. I love to play. I love to play dumb people who are extremely confident.
And very happy in their stupidity.
Not unlike myself. But yes, extremely confident, unearned confidence. I call it.
There's something appealing about that kind
Absolutely.
of person, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I noticed that your country is run by such a person, and I'm
Yes.
thinking that would make a good film for you because you used to do a Bush impersonation.
I did.
Do you ever do impersonations now? If I were to ask you to do a Bush now, would that be something you were comfortable with?
Well, first of all, it's great to be here on your show. Jonathan's a hell of a guy. You know, he's a family man, deeply religious man, and I've always been a fan of your show.
Yeah.
That's something I like to do. I like to capture people and I like to re-release them. Because I'm not a divider. I'm a uniter.
I would vote for that man. I'm telling you, there is something persuasive about him.
That was kind of bad, but
I dropped it out of there, and thank you for that. But it was very good.
yeah.
Okay, now, you know, when someone whose work you admire, and I don't know if you have people who you're a big fan of, I'm kind of equally excited and worried about a new release because am I going to like it as much as the other ones?
Yeah.
The new film.
You will not like this one.
You play a person who's even more stupid and even more happy in that confident stupidity than previous characters.
Yes.
Tell us about the character of Ricky Bobby and the nature of the film itself.
Yes, Ricky Bobby is he's the best race car driver there is. I mean, he wakes up in the morning and he once and craps patriotism. Yeah, he's kind of your brash Southern race car driver in this world of NASCAR, which you're not really familiar with.
Well, here's the thing,
here.
Will. We have proper racing cars. We have Formula One. These are cars which are designed for speed, and you can only drive them on special tracks which can hold a car of that speed down.
We don't have that.
They're like regular street cars.
Well, no, they're a little more souped up.
So they're fast cars.
They're very fast, and they just go in a circle, though, because that's all that we have the attention span for.
It's not.
So, but it's essentially these events every weekend where 300,000 drunk people show up and attend these races. So we're parroting the whole.
So you play a character who has risen to the very top. Of
yes, the very top.
Okay.
Only to meet his match in Jean Girard, a French Formula
Yeah.
One driver, played
Yeah.
by Sacha Baron Cohen.
And what is the relationship between the American and the French right now, do you think?
Right now,
Yeah.
in the real world,
Yeah.
I think it's never been better. I think you can pretty much any country. We're doing great.
Yeah, you're
We're
doing
doing great
great
with
with it.
everyone.
Very good. That is very funny. It's a very funny film. Now, here's the thing. Will's such a big star now that when they pitched this movie, apparently you didn't have a script. Is this right?
No,
You didn't have
we
a
did
script.
not.
All they had was 6 words. And those words being, Will Ferrell is a racing car driver in NASCAR. Those 8 little
actually
words
8,
is all you
yeah.
pitched. It was a kind of small pitch, wasn't it? That must be, I would have thought, joyful, but at the same time quite worrisome that you have that kind of influence and power. You can.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm currently working on several other pitches. Will Ferrell as a drunk sea captain.
Okay.
That's 7.
6 words, 7 words.
Will Ferrell as a striptease artist. That's 7 also.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You're the master of the
that's-
7-word pitch.
Yeah, that's what I can do. That's the power I have.
Now, you are a father. You have one child
I have
already.
one.
That's right?
I have a son, 2.5 years old.
That's a lovely age, of course, is what
Magnus.
Yeah.
He's beautiful.
And you have another one on the way. It's great.
My wife is pregnant with another one.
When is the baby due?
The end of December.
Well, oh, how lovely, a little Christmas
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Now, your wife, who is a beautiful woman, is Swedish. She's of Swedish origin.
Swedish, or yeah, she was born in Sweden, but she grew up in the United States.
Does she speak Swedish?
She does, and she's teaching. Our son is bilingual at this point. Well, more. He actually speaks more Swedish. Than
When you
he does
say
English.
bilingual at this point, does that mean you're going to try and knock that out of him when he gets older?
I'm, being the brash American that I am, I'm going to try to defeat the powers of the Swedish language.
Swedish?
Yes,
Have you learned any Swedish yourself?
I have. I've learned one of my favorite words or phrases is fan oxer.
Fan också.
Yeah, which is like that.
Ah.
I got to say it twice.
You know what?
now.
I must remember that next time in
Just
IKEA
when
because
you're in
that
IKEA.
must come in very handy. Yeah.
When you're in IKEA.
How much?
Fan
off.
fan
Good
oxer.
gods, yeah. You don't deliver? Fan oxer.
oxer.
There. Hey, you ever been to IKEA?
I have.
What do you think of IKEA?
I think it's, you know what? It's kind of.
Well, is that the worst question you've ever been asked on a talk show? What do you think of IKEA? Even I'm a little bit ashamed of that, and I've got no shame left. Well, what I meant to say, of course, and I got confused, have you been to Sweden? That's what I meant to say. And it's easy to see where the confusion came from.
I'll answer both. I've actually been to an IKEA in Sweden.
What?
Believe it or not.
That must be so Swedish, it's almost not Swedish.
It's almost.
It's like Norwegian or something.
It's Turkish, actually. It's very strange. But yeah, we go every summer. We have a little cottage just outside of Stockholm.
I imagine that's beautiful, isn't it?
It really is. It's a lovely, lovely place.
Do you indulge in Swedish pursuits, such as the sauna?
I haven't done the Swedish sauna.
What about the herring?
Herring. I eat lots of herring. I enjoy the aquavit.
Oh, the lingonberry?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
The limpa bread.
The blue movie? Home of the blue movie?
The blue movie.
Now, I get my countries mixed up, okay?
Okay.
Is Sweden the one where they have certain times of the year where it's just light all the time?
Yes.
And
It
have you
is,
been there that time of year?
They have a festival called Midsummer, and that's when it never quite gets dark.
When is that?
That is June. Well, it's in the middle of February. Ironically, it's called Midsummer.
Have you ever been to IKEA?
You know, when you go to IKEA, also you could ask for a wheat stovel,
Which stuff?
which is a boot.
I bet you'd have to assemble it yourself at home, though, wouldn't you?
You have to provide your own wheat. Yeah.
Aha! Now, we had Pamela Anderson on the show a short while ago.
She's quite voluptuous.
God bless her.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the possibility of there being a Baywatch movie, a big Baywatch movie.
Oh, I heard about this.
Your name came up. We said, who could
Yeah.
play Hoff in the movie? Because
Yeah.
Hoff could play Hoff, but Hoff might not want to play Hoff. She said, how about Will Ferrell? So there we have Hoff, and we thought, let's have a look and see how Will would look. Now, you see... It's a good look. You carry that. Would you consider that?
Off of that picture? No.
You know who you look like there, if you don't mind
Who?
saying? Lee Majors.
Really?
You look like the $6
$6
million man.
He actually came to the LA premiere of Talladega Nights.
Wow.
And his arm fell off. All these wires came out.
I know you have to go.
This is, what time is it?
It's-
Ooh, Jesus, I'm late.
this evening. It's
Please
a
go
very
see it.
funny film. I loved it. It's a great
Great.
movie. Will, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Will Ferrell, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Will. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. It was fun.
Well, thank you. Sorry about the IQ. Car crash of the week. No, not Sharon Osbourne's new show, but this one. Look at that. Wedged between two trees. Not one, two trees. That's pranged in the front and the rear. Right there. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the accident. Yes, it's hot in here tonight, isn't it? Shall we get our next guest out? Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome, I think, one of the finest actresses working in cinema today, Julianne Moore. Julia, how lovely to have you on, and you look fabulous.
Thank you very much.
I imagine you made the effort for us this evening.
I did. Yeah,
Well, you
all
look
for,
great.
all for you guys. Thanks for having
You look
me.
lovely. Do you spend a lot of time here in the UK? Do you come to London much? Have you been here before?
I do. I actually work here a lot. The last probably over the last 10 years, I've been here every couple of years making your movie.
What do you like about London when you're here? What kind of things do you enjoy about the capital city?
You know what I like to do? You know, it's always a long drive from wherever you're staying out to the studios. It's like an hour or
You
something.
can't get
and
anywhere in London less than an hour.
No,
these
you
days.
can't. Yeah, you get in the car, it's going to be an hour. So there's a driver that I have that I work with here all the time, Bob Beaton. Hi, Bob. Anyway, he always gets me the papers. I like to read the papers because I like to read about all the people and the people that I don't know in the States.
So you
They
mean like
kind of-
the kind of gossip that we have in the papers?
yeah,
that kind
yeah,
of stuff?
all the different celebrities, the people who are on different shows, and that I'm completely unfamiliar with because you
pretty
can
different.
kind of, yeah, you just sort of hear about what they do, where they're going, who they've married, who they've had kids with.
And you
But
you like doing that?
yeah, and
We-
they're just so to me they're simply personalities in the paper. I have no reference at all.
That's quite nice, I guess. In a way.
Yeah.
Any that have particularly caught your eye?
My favorite is Jade Goody.
Now, you know, this is one of those stages where I'm not sure if this conversation is actually happening or if I'm asleep. Well, now, what do you like about Jade?
I like her face. You know, she has a nice face.
She's a nice big face.
Yeah,
I love her
she's
face.
so.
It's
she's
full of
really
happiness and
pretty,
expression. Yeah.
Very pretty face, and I first, you know, I would first read the papers, and she was this girl that was just on a show, and
She
I'd
was
hear
on
about
Big
her
Brother.
going to clubs, and then I went away, and I came back, and she had a baby, and then I went away and came back, and she had another baby, and then when I came back the next time, she had another boyfriend,
Yeah.
and then she had a hair salon, and now she's had trouble with her hair salon.
It's closed down.
So yeah.
You really are very informed as to Jade Goody's...
About Jade, yeah.
Would you like to meet Jade, or would you like to keep it a relationship which is
I
distant?
like the admiration from afar. I like knowing about Jade and reading about her, and I think it's sort of fun.
This is one of the most peculiar things I've ever heard from a proper Hollywood star. Okay, now, you live in New York City, is that right?
I do. I live in New York.
Which
yeah.
is, once again, a wonderful city, an exciting and vibrant city. What do you miss
Yeah.
about New York or the States in general when you come over here?
You know, it's embarrassing to say it, but whenever I'm away from New York and I'm working over here, I miss the food. I mean, it's really, really terrible. You get really provincial about your own town and
So
your
you miss
own
American food?
I miss American food.
But American food is largely tasteless. It just comes in enormous portions.
But you know, when you come over here, you know, you go to a restaurant and they say, "Would you like a sausage?" And you're like,
Hang on.
no.
You appear to have travelled back in time to the days of Dickens. No one took... Would you like a sausage? No one... Who serves you? Fagin? There's no such sausage seller.
Sausages.
We need
I
sausage.
don't want the sausages.
What
No.
sausages?
You know, I don't want a sausage. If I want a sausage thing, I want a hot dog.
That's
You know,
not
like
even
an
a sausage.
American
That's like a
hot
little
dog.
balloon filled with pulp.
I don't want
You want a sausage with like pig's teeth and stuff in it.
Yeah,
The
no,
proper...
I don't want the stuff. Yeah, I don't
You
want to
know,
know.
you know what they put in sausages?
All the insides, all mixed up.
Not just
But,
that.
is
If
it
you've eaten a sausage, you've
English
probably eaten a
people?
dog's.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. Listen,
That's exactly why I avoid it.
I'm comfortable with that.
That's where our nationalities divide us.
It's protein,
That's right.
and it would be a shame to waste it. Now, the best food I've had in America has normally come from elsewhere. It's like either Japanese or
Right.
Thai or Italian or French,
I think
which they
that's
do
kind
well,
of it.
but it's not American cuisine as such.
Yeah, I know. I think, but you know, it's just probably it's pure provincialism probably. But I literally spent an entire summer here eating nothing but toast and chocolate. I was shaking with it from the chocolate by the time I left. Yeah.
Toast with chocolate on it, like
Sometimes,
Nutella
yeah.
or the
Sometimes just toast and sometimes chocolate and sometimes toast with chocolate on top. Yeah.
You'd get on very well with my children.
Yeah.
That's mainly what they would like to live on.
That's my kids like that too.
Now,
Yeah.
Julianne,
Yeah.
It's a great night for you, I imagine.
Mm.
You get to meet me, number one.
Yeah.
You get kissed by Will Ferrell.
Well, I have so little downtime. I like to fill it up with something constructive.
So Terry's here as well. Now, Julianne, despite my improper line of questioning there, Julianne is over here with her husband.
I am.
Who
yeah.
I met beforehand. What a charming man.
He's a wonderful man.
He's
really
also a
is,
writer
yeah.
and a director
Yes,
of note, and he has written and directed the new movie you're in.
Mm-hmm,
Now,
man, yeah.
what's that like working with your spouse in that way? I can't imagine that's an easy thing to do.
It's
How is
actually great. This is our third movie together, so we're pretty familiar with our working methods and stuff. I think the only thing that's difficult is that your home life becomes difficult to juggle. We have kids, we have a house, all this kind of stuff to do.
Do you have a cut-off point where you say we're not going to talk about work when we're at home or when we're travelling home?
We don't really. I mean, we don't really talk about it that much. I don't think. I mean. Yeah, we're pretty comfortable working together.
I've worked with my wife once very briefly, and the few times we've ever done that kind of thing together, we always row.
Do you really?
Always row, yeah. She was working on a show that I was meant to be on, and she asked me a question one day in the car. I said, I don't want to talk about work right now. She asked me again, I said, just email me. She said, I'm not going to email you, your husband. I said, anyone else I was working with would email me. Why do you have a problem emailing me? She said, why should I email you in the car? I said, well, I don't want to talk about it right now. Why should I talk about it? We're going to go. It was so annoying. Why didn't she email me is my question.
She should be just like everybody else.
Women. I like women.
Yeah.
I couldn't be gay because of my love for women.
That's would stand in the way. Yeah.
Also, my fear of men.
Yeah. Oh. But not sausages.
All right. Your movie, the new film, Trust the Man, is not just you're working with your husband, but it's kind of about, it's not about your life, but it's about relationships.
Right,
it's about
it
a
is.
married couple.
Yeah.
And obviously it's tempting to read into this some of your own life because he's written it and you play an actress in it who's married to a man who happens to be a writer as well by the end of the movie. So is there anything from your home life in this? Is it indeed based on your life in any way?
It's not biography. There are incidents, I think, that are based on things that have happened to us. There's a scene where my character chokes on a cake. She starts eating a cake that's sort of based on something that actually happened to us.
So you choked on a cake? Mm-hmm. In the film, she kind of is woofing it down.
Yeah, she is, because she's going to start a diet the next day. So she wants to make sure she gets in as much cake as possible before she diets.
But we've all done that. Why do we do that the day before a diet?
Hungry.
But I found that scene very entertaining and very joyous. It was nice to see you cutting loose on that as well.
Yeah.
And this happened in real life?
It happened, a version of it happened. It was actually before the Golden Globes. My husband's birthday is in January, and the Golden Globes are always around that time, so we always have a cake in the house. And I was actually dressed, ready to go in my evening gown, and I was hungry, because I hadn't been eating, because I've been dieting. Then I was nervous. And I thought, well, I'll just have a little bit of cake before I go. Because I was nervous and hungry, I was breathing at the same time. So in my evening gown, I was eating the cake and I sucked it back. So as my husband came in the door, I was choking on the birthday cake. And it was just about the most actressy thing you could imagine.
But do you have to, I always get the feeling you always look in such great trim. I assumed that you were someone who was just naturally lucky and didn't.
I don't know that any of it. I mean, if I could eat cake all the time, I would. But, I save it for choking occasions.
Yeah, just special choking events.
Yeah.
Presumably you were okay. Did he have to Heimlich you?
It was just more like a cough. We exaggerated it for the film.
Now, your little boy is in the film as well, I believe.
He actually our son plays another character's little boy.
This is the lady who is the naughty lady who's
I
don't agree with that sort of
thing.
She's a sexy single mum at the school who lures Julianne's husband away.
That's right, and Cal plays her son. So he gets angry that this man is spending time with his mom, and he punches him in the balls.
Yes, he punches David Duchovny in the balls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that must be a fun day at work for you, to encourage your little boy to do something that normally you'd probably steer them away from.
I know, and he was so nervous. I didn't realize that he'd been thinking about it. He was gonna punch him in the balls, and so we actually didn't shoot that scene first. There was another scene that day where he was just supposed to open the refrigerator and just kind of glare at David and walk out. But I guess no one told him, right? Or we didn't think to tell him this wasn't where you're going to punch him. So he came in and he looked at David and he went like this. And David wasn't padded. So he starts going after David, and David could see it in his eyes, like, Cal, no, not this time, no. And he chased him around the island.
Did he get him?
Not that time. He didn't.
I'm really disappointed that David Duchovny, wore padding just because a little boy was going to punch him in the face. That's pathetic. Yeah. That shows him in a poor light indeed. There, but your husband in the film, he's a man who complains that he doesn't get enough action from his wife.
Right.
Why do women not want it all the time? I've never, and I'm not asking you to speak on behalf of all women. Let's
Right.
talk just about
No,
you.
just
Why
about
don't you
you.
want it all the time? I don't understand that. I would have it all the time. Even if I was in a car crash, my second thought is, do you think she's up for some?
That's right. Yeah. There's a scene, actually. We have a scene in the movie. Another thing that's the small thing that's taken from life. There's a scene where the couple are in bed together, and Bart had written that she was wearing a face mask, and I said, you know, I don't know that anybody really does that these days. I said, but you know what I do have, and that you don't like, is a retainer.
And that's to keep your
And
teeth
that's
in
it,
line.
you know, a thing you pop into your mouth.
That's
you know.
not a great...
It's
that's-
not so
yeah.
sexy. It's not a very sexy thing. So we actually use it in the movie, my real retainer, just because she's supposed to be trying to kind of avoid him. It's in her retainer.
Yeah, that would put you off.
It's not so sexy.
Let's change the topic
Yeah.
completely, because I don't want to go on about this, and you dragged it down far enough already. You mentioned your little boy, and he's in the movie.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Would you be happy if he carried on, if he wanted to act? Because, you know, you're at the top of your profession, but for those who aren't lucky to get that far, it's I would have thought, quite a tough existence.
I suppose so. And I mean, I don't know that my son considers me, you know, at the top of my profession either. I mean, the other day at breakfast, we were kind of sitting there, and he's like, you know, Mommy, how many Academy Awards have you won? Because I don't see any around here.
Oh, kids can be mean. That's a tough thing to say.
I know. But I mean, you know, they're funny. I mean, they're funny kids. I mean, he can do whatever he wants to do. I don't, as long as he's happy.
Yeah.
I really don't think it matters.
Some of your movies, I guess, you can't watch. I mean, how old is he?
He's 8.
Because you've made a lot of movies, you know, and a lot of tremendous, very
Yeah.
mature, quite sophisticated movies of the sort that people often say Hollywood don't make anymore, and yet they do. I mean, I thought
Yeah.
Magnolia was an incredible piece
Thank
of work
you.
and a great performance.
Thanks.
Boogie Nights was a wonderful film.
Oh, thanks.
Shortcuts, you know, you made so many great films. You were, of course, in Hannibal with the great Sir Anthony Hopkins, who's
Yeah.
a wonderful performer, of course. You won't show that to the kids for many years,
No,
I'm
I
sure.
don't think so. No, they
Do-
don't need to see that.
When you're working on a movie of that nature, though, do you tell them what Mummy's doing? Do they know what kind of film you're working on? Or?
No, I mean, you know, for the longest time, they thought I worked in a trailer because that's where they come, you know. So they're like, Mom, you know, let's go to work with Mommy. Let's go to the trailer. So they don't really have any sense of it. They just like to come and hang out, you know.
I'm a huge fan of you on screen. You know, I can't think of a performance you've given that I haven't admired and enjoyed so much. And I now guess you'll want to return the gift of sausages we left in your room before the start of the show.
Yeah, I'll give him to Will. I think
Will you
he'll-
do your English accent for us one more time? The old sausage hag?
I just sausages. Would you like a sausage?
No. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Julianne Moore, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Julianne. What a pleasure. Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you so much. We will trim some of the more ludicrous stuff out. Thank you. Julianne Moore. Wasn't she? What a charming guest. Shall we get our next guest out? Yeah! It's like a pantomime tonight. Kick-start the stanner. It's Sir Terry Wogan. I bow in your presence. Sir Terry Wogan, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only, the great man. Sir Terry, if you would be so kind, we are honoured to have a Knight of the Realm with us. Look, he's milking it for all he's worth. Sir Terry, you look fantastic, as always.
You've been so long interviewing those people. I desperately need to go to the loo.
Would you like to go now? You can whiz that
A
now.
man of my age shouldn't be allowed to sit there for so long, you know.
Would you want to go
Have
for...
a bit more? No, it's too late
Are
now.
you sure?
Just get myself comfy.
Yeah. Could we send out for some towels, please? How lovely to have you here. What a lovely and proud moment that must have been for you to be knighted by Her Majesty. What a marvellous thing.
It was, yeah. I cannot decry that, nor can I scoff at it. I thought it was wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Are you one of these knights who is not dismissive of it, but is quiet about it? Plays
No,
it down?
I demand to be called. You know, and a bit more sucking up or wouldn't come amiss from you. Bowing and scraping and stuff.
When you're in the presence of Her Majesty,
Yes.
and you're about to be knighted, which is just about the greatest honour she can bestow, I believe.
Absolutely. My listeners said that I wanted to be very careful because I do have quite prominent ears. And just careful.
Just a little bit of surgery.
One ear less? Yeah. Somebody wrote to me and said on the very day, because I did the morning show and then went to get knighted, because priorities, you know.
Of course, you can't let your listeners
Yeah,
down.
that's quite, and the money. So one of my listeners wrote to me and said, would you mind asking Her Majesty, while you're there in the palace, if on her way to Sandringham over the weekend, she wouldn't mind dropping off a Great Yarmouth to open our fate. So I asked her if she would.
Did you sincerely and really genuinely?
I did say, Your Majesty, would you mind dropping off? and she was just a tad nonplussed.
Yes, yes. And she didn't do it?
No, she didn't do it. The thing, as somebody said, when you know yourself, you're not a man without some kind of honour, are you?
That's right. Obi.
Jonathan Ross. Other
Obi.
boogers.
Actually, that didn't sound at all right, did it?
No,
I was trying to go for one.
That was ignoble.
Yeah.
But when Her Majesty talks to you, and you don't address her, she has to talk to you first.
You wait to be spoken to.
So, then when the interview is coming to a close, you're told she'll shake you by the hand, and then it's time for you to go. But what you're not quite prepared for is the fact that she gives you a little push.
Wow. She knows when it's over.
Yeah.
Just get out of it.
Yeah. Back off.
Yeah. Yeah. You're only a sir.
Who do you think you are, anyway? I'm the Queen.
I saw some footage of you receiving on that, and I thought, did she kick you on the way out as well? I thought maybe it was a reflex movement from her.
No, well, I think she was disappointed at how slowly I moved away.
Well, it's your moment. You don't want it to be over.
I'm going to milk this. Stay as long as I can.
No mistake in that. She wanted rid of you.
That's right, yeah.
You asked her for the face, you thought, I've made a mistake with this one, get out! But God bless her, God bless her.
God bless her.
She is remarkable for age, isn't she?
Extraordinary. If I make it to 80, I hope I can look half that good.
Well, how old are you now, Sir Terry?
It's none of your business.
I ask mainly because several years ago, I enjoyed reading your autobiography, which was called Is It Me, I believe.
That was what it was called. Jonathan, you make no mistake.
I enjoyed the book, but part of me felt relieved. I thought, well, thank God that's over. And now I turn around and found out he's released another book, also an autobiography, called Muss and Grumble. Now, what's two bites of the same cherry, Terry?
As always, you have your finger on the pulse of the British nation, because that is exactly the sentiments of everybody. Not again, let's say, not again. Well, actually, so that people are not disappointed, it's almost exactly the same book as the first one.
No, it's actually, it's more revealing, it's more true to form.
No, it's not. It's the same book. It's a book about boyhood. It's about a young boy surging against fields of golden corn, moving relentlessly forward.
Ever upwards.
And sideways.
Now, I enjoyed the second book, perhaps even more than the first one.
Oh, come now, Jonathan. Enough of your blandishments.
I can't claim to have read either in their entirety.
No, and neither have I.
But dipping in and out as I did.
Oh, that's the only way to do it. Yeah.
I approach your autobiographies rather like a cold swimming pool. I know once I'm in, I'll love it.
No.
But sometimes I have to pluck up the courage.
Well, you want to be writing the thing. You know, I mean, I write in longhand all the time.
Oh, really?
Because then, one day, Jonathan, when you reach seniority, you'll write a book, I imagine. It won't be very thick. It'll be more of a monograph, really.
You know, I don't think I'll write one, because for two reasons. And the reasons which you seem to have...
Well, you've had a rather seedy life.
Number one, yes. Well, there have been moments, and I don't really want to go into the warts and all of my existence.
No, well, you don't have to.
You don't seem to have as many warts, or have you hidden them?
Absolutely. There is no truth in this book. This is a book that glosses over almost everything, except there's one revealing passage in it which I felt I had to put in if the tabloids were going to pay any attention at all. There is a list of all the people I haven't slept with.
It's quite a long list.
No, it's quite a short list and includes Sir Sean Connery.
Yes. Had there been rumours or speculation up to this point that you had an involvement?
One likes to encourage these ideas, but unfortunately, no.
Now, you know, we're talking about the past a little bit there, but you seem to embrace the modern world pretty much. You say you write in longhand, but on your show, of course, on the radio show, you read out emails from all of your many listeners.
You're stumbling a little there. You obviously don't listen, do you?
I do listen.
Tell the truth.
But not every day. No, I do listen sometimes. I do enjoy it. Yes, not every day, Terry. Oh. It's too rich for my diet. Well, I bet you don't listen to me on a Saturday.
I don't even listen to myself.
Well, you're not on a Saturday.
That's the advantage.
Well, exactly. That's the advantage of going out live.
Yeah, wonderful.
No, but I do enjoy the show, but a lot of the time you read emails, and I'm wondering whether you are yourself au fait with the modern world. Do you communicate via email? Do you send text messages on your telephone?
I've never sent a text in my life. I haven't got the thumbs for it.
I'm sure we could teach you.
But emails, internet, cutting edge, Palm 5, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's impressive.
Well, I felt that I rely so much on emails. I mean, I was off for a week last week, and my listeners resent it when I take a holiday. God knows I take few enough, but there's some grouting and rendering has to be done.
Yes.
And you have to take a week off to
the
tile the house and all that kind of thing with the spoke shave and all.
Which sunny location were you tiling your house in this time?
It's none of your business again. Okay. But the thing about it is, I've lost the trend of thought now. Oh yeah, we came back after a week, and my producer came in a day earlier, and there were 1,000 emails waiting.
1,000?
So he gathered them and threw them on my desk on Monday morning, as soon as I came in.
These were all genuine emails from...
No, I mean, the emails...
they make the show, don't they?
Yeah, if I didn't have the emails, I'd sit there mum chance for a couple of hours. But I mean, the thing about it is that they never write to me under their own name, naturally, because they don't want the shame. Yeah. and the lack of street cred that would be coming with appearing on my show. So, I mean, they come under assumed names.
Yeah.
And there is an undercurrent of treachery here, where they're trying to trip me up. So you get a woman called Miss Tickles, whose first name is Tess. And then you'll get a man called Hucker, whose first name is Rudolph.
You have to be so careful, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And there's a fellow called Peacock, whose first name is Drew. And then I got tripped up with an address that came from 2 effing close, Far Corf, Dorset.
Now, so Terry.
Yeah.
You are a devoted family man.
That's true.
You've been married for, is it 41 years?
Yeah.
41 years. In our line of work, that's got to be pretty much a record in this country. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You got it right first time, no doubt about it.
Well, at the time it happened in Dublin, my wife was known as the luckiest woman in Ireland.
You were quite a catch.
She was so lucky. And I remind her of that almost a daily basis.
And now they refer to her as that poor woman.
I'm afraid so. She has a lot to put up with. Yeah.
No, this is a different thing altogether, and I'm showing you because it might be something that delights you, because your wedding was filmed.
It was?
Not the wedding itself, outside the wedding, and it was obviously quite a big event. It was quite a big local story.
I had been doing Irish television for about 4 years then, and my wife was an international mogul, and so I suppose, there were very few. Fame came late in Ireland, and the television service started, and suddenly Irish people were famous in their own country, and I happened to be lucky enough to be one of them. So all the old biddies in Dublin came along, and it was raining, so they all came into the church and stood on the pews. Yeah, and shouted things like, "Wouldn't you give him a penny?" And, "He's very fat, isn't he?" Well, homespun things.
Lovely, it appears to be a lovely day, and what a lovely, beautiful wife.
Yeah, yes, I was very lucky.
No wonder you never traded her in.
Very lucky. Well, I'd have got nothing for her,
Now you...
Not in the open market in Ireland.
That's very much like an Alan Partridge moment, if you don't mind me saying so.
Absolutely. And it was the script.
Yeah.
The script. We're going to go to Blazes.
Well, you know what? I'd like to see that show back.
Firework fiesta.
So, Terry, I don't want to hold you any longer.
It's been real.
Because... Booyaka. Give me the bones. Sir Terry Wogan, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only. Sir Terry, always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Take care.
Thanks, Jack.
What a charming guest. Thank you to all my guests this evening.